disappears to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Hi, Sagittarius. So this is your June monthly reading, all right? So thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to get the energy check-in for June, but before we get started, we are going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love and is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood, essay, and addiction. And I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and some paper, all right? And I wrote this book as honestly and as vulnerably as I could because I wanted to send a message of hope and inspiration for anyone out there struggling in silence, thinking that they're all alone. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I am 4+ years into recovery, okay? So if you know anybody that is out there struggling, or if you yourself is struggling with any sort of like childhood SA or addiction or anything like that, like send people my way, okay? Like, I am always open and available to help anyone out there that I possibly humanly can, right? So this book will be in Amazon for $12.12. You could get a free copy of it on my website, or you can get a signed copy if you email me. All right. And my website, I am going to put it on the bottom of the screen right here. It is crystal-lavender.com. And you can also sign up for my free weekly newsletter and get a personal private reading. All right. There's a 10% off coupon for any one of my available services if you go to my website at crystal-lavender.com. All right. Sagittarius. I don't know what was going on. It said that I did it yesterday or something, like 18 hours ago or whatever. I don't know what was going on with that. But we're here, we're doing it. And thank you guys so much for your patience with me. Like, this month has kicked my booty. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see what we've got for the month of June. Sagittarius and the month of June. What's good for Sagittarius for the month of June? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. June. Oh. So it feels you've got the 8 of Swords in the reverse. So you might be coming out of some sort of stagnation. There's been some sort of decision or some sort of mental, like you've been in paralysis analysis, it feels like, and it feels like you are coming out of the other side of that. It's like you have all of the informed information that you need to make an appropriate decision, and you're not holding yourself back any longer. It's like you have seen all that you need to see or know all that you need to know, and whatever you've been kind of just like waiting and biding your time, to sit back and make sure that you know everything. It's like almost like analysis paralysis. Like I feel like you've been in analysis paralysis and just kind of resting and recuperating and waiting for the time to be right. It's like waiting for the time to be right, waiting for something to present itself. Like you're not taking any sort of major movement forward. Like you're just in a moment of rest, rest and recuperation right now. Hi, Sun. Moving on towards calmer waters. I feel like there's been a piece of information that you've been waiting for. You've been waiting to hear from somebody, or you've been waiting to hear on something, or waiting to get an approval letter, or waiting to get some sort of acceptance letter, or some sort of like permission almost to move forward. Not necessarily permission from like a higher authority, but like from your spiritual self, from your own inner knowing. It's like you feel like you've been kind of like on hold, on pause, waiting for the right moment, and you're just about to come out with whatever it is that you've been doing. Hi Tanya. I love you, Tanya. There's something that has been keeping you kind of held back. There's been a piece of information that's been tying up your mind, either a piece of information or just waiting on somebody or waiting on a situation to come around or to move, to make movement. But it looks like you've gained your clarity, you've gained your truth. You know what you need to know. You've heard what you need to hear. You've gotten the acceptance letter that you need, or you will. There definitely will be some truth handed to you, or a message of truth, or you will get the truth. Like if you've been wondering about who, what, where, when, why, I feel like all the who, the what, the where, the when, the why is all going to come to surface. And somebody that's been taking advantage of you, taking advantage of your kindness, is no longer going to have access to you. No longer going to have access. Oh, thank you so much. Live, live, live. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and I think that's going to come to a shock to this person. Like once you find out the truth about a situation, or like the truth, like, I mean, what's done in the dark always comes to light. So whatever truth comes to light with this Ace of Swords here is going to bring a major tower moment, either for you or for this other person. You know, I don't think they were ever expecting to get caught or to get realized, or for you to find out what it is that they've been hiding or harboring. Like, I don't know if it's a feeling that they've been hiding or harboring, or if it is something that they've done that they've been hiding or harboring, but it's going to bring a lot of clarity. Like you're going to have this sudden awareness and sudden clarity with the Ace of Swords, you know, and then you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So it's going to push you forward into the direction which you need to be in, where you need to go, where you need to push towards. You know, like you've been kind of like wondering and kind of like, well, I don't want to assume, I don't want to make assumptions, I don't want to, you know, like it's kind of like you've been waiting to move forward until you get some sort of clear signal, some sort of clear synchronicity, or some sort of clear answer from either your higher guides or your angels and yourself. And I feel like you're being provided with that information, you know, and it might be a surprise to whoever it is whoever it is that the information is about is going to come as a surprise to them. Like they didn't think that they would ever get found out, or they didn't think that you would ever find out. But I mean, that's what happens when you fuck around with somebody that's intuitive, you know, like highly favored and protected, right? Always favored and protected. Spiritually protected. So whatever it is that these people have done, or this person has done, yeah, they're not gonna like that you called them out on it, and they're gonna deny, you know. But you do have the Fool here, so you're ready. Like once you get this information, like you're not gonna wait for a sign or a sign. Like sometimes we get synchronicities from the universe and we're like, okay, universe, like if this was meant to be, then give me like one time I asked the universe when I was working at the Loaf and Jug, I was like, okay, so if this person is my person or my twin flame or whatever, I was like, give me a wheat penny. You know, I'm gonna open up this roll of pennies and I'm gonna find a wheat penny. You know, not only did I find a wheat penny, I found a 1902 nickel in that roll of in that roll. Hi, little brother. I love you. So I found wheat pennies, and then the very next one that I opened up, I found a 1902 nickel in it. So I was like, man, you know, but still, there's a part of me that's like, okay, I'm just gonna wipe that off as a coincidence. So I feel like you're asking for very, very, very clear signs from your guides, from your angels, from God, whatever you want to call it, like from your higher self. I saw this thing where people, like, I started writing a journal. It was like a journal of talking to my soul. Like I start writing like, dear soul, you know, what is it that I need today? And then I would sit there and wait for the answer to come to me and then write that down. I feel some of you could probably really benefit from that exercise as well. So just get yourself a journal, and ask your soul questions. Okay, ask your higher self, whatever you want to call it, ask it questions, and then sit with your silence and sit in with yourself until the answers come up. And you'll be pretty amazed like how quickly your higher self or your soul responds to you. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, temperance in the reverse. Like you've kind of been feeling all out of whack lately, like a little bit out of your element. Not quite your normal optimistic. You might still be being optimistic, but there your energy, like you're trying to regain your energy, recoup your energy. You are very welcome. It's been really helpful. I'll sit with my soul and myself, and like it's been really helpful. Like the answers that I get, it's like some of them I might not be ready to like completely accept, like the answers that I get. Like, okay, what do I need to let go of? And it's like like my perception of a specific situation is like, am I attached to the outcome? Where like just reflections. It's really good for reflecting on where I'm at and where I need to be. But you do have the Fool card, and you do have the Ace of Cups. So, but the Ace of Cups is in reverse. Like you might not be feeling like giving your cup of love out to anything right now. Like you're kind of like until your card turns into upright, it's like you're pouring into yourself, because we don't pour from our cup. We pour from our overflow. And I feel like right at this second, like it's not like you are aware that like you don't have the energy to give like you normally would. So you're focusing on yourself and doing the inner work and making sure that your cup is full. So that way when you do give, it's from your overflow and not from what's yours. And that is there's nothing wrong with that. All right, but you've got two, what, one, two, three aces on the board. You almost got four aces. So there's going to be a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new ideas, new developments, maybe even a new couple love. But it doesn't feel like you're interested in love right now, which I mean, that could be at the time that it comes. That when you least expect it, it's like here it shows up, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like you were supposed to show up like last week sometime, or like last month, like you know it's like love shows up when you're looking all ragged at the gas station, like motherfucker, like how dare you? How dare you show up right now? Like I am not prepared for this. But you're working on maintaining your stability, working on your inner self. That's putting in the work towards self. That's putting in the work, that's staying diligent, that is putting your nose to the grind, doing what you got to do to make shit right. Right, make shit right for yourself. Family betrayal is a hard one. The hard thing about betrayal is it doesn't come from some random stranger off the street. Like you can only be betrayed by people that you trust, which fucking sucks, you know? That's the only way that betrayal happens. Like you aren't going to get betrayed by some stranger because you have no trust in them. So betrayal only comes from people that have been inside your circle or in your inner circle, or people that you have a lot of love for or have a lot of trust for. And that's why it makes it so, yeah, that's why it makes it so hard. Cut to the cut to the Nine of Swords, is because that you would never do that to them, and like sometimes we get so caught up in the fact that like we dismiss so much because we can't think like that. There are people out there that are literally predators and are like they are so deceptive, and we have a hard time picking that up because we would never ever be like that. So we don't think in that mentality, so we don't even see it until after it's too late. What else does Sagittarius need to know for the month of June? Feels like the month of June, you're just getting back to yourself, getting back to balance, coming back to having an overflow. I feel like you are just super drained. Avoiding any sort of conflict. Five of Wands, avoiding any sort of conflict. Like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Like, if somebody wants to, like, I feel bad for anybody that tries to start some shit with you. All right, because if you unleash the amount of like equal and opposite, everybody takes kindness for weakness, man, but people don't understand that underneath that kindness is an equal and opposite fucking beast, dude. And people take it for take advantage of it, and take it for granted when you are being nice, when you are being giving, and they don't realize like how much it took for you to be as peaceful and as nice and as giving and as beautiful as you are, that you are just as equally an opposite a fucking savage. So you're trying really hard not to unleash your savage on people. You're like, if I unleash my savage on you, there ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from a savage. So you're just kind of keeping to yourself and maintaining your own equilibrium. It's like, I don't feel like you are, like, you might have a cup of love. There's somebody that wants to give you this cup of love, but you've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. You're like just not interested. I feel like you're just not interested in anything that is being presented to you right now. And a part of you feels like you're victorious because it's like, yeah, it's not like being single on purpose is completely different than being lonely. Like, I would rather be in solitude with the universe than in a room full of people and be all alone. And I feel like you are really working towards maintaining your own equilibrium and not trying to lash out on other people. It's like you don't want to project whatever you've got going on because you're super aware. Like, your awareness is top tier. Like, you've been doing the shadow work. You understand your cycles, your triggers, you understand, you are aware of what's going on inside yourself. So you're not trying to project that onto anyone else, which is super commendable. Thank you so much. I appreciate that feedback. And because you've done the work, yeah, the two of swords in reverse. Like, you're not getting in the middle of any sort of unnecessary confrontation. There might be somebody that's trying to make you choose a side, and you're just not choosing sides. You're not participating in any sort of the drama. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right. You're just pouring into yourself right now and working on maintaining your own sense of equilibrium and balance. All right, let's get you a spiritual as fuck card, and then I will be on here in 6 minutes for Capricorn's reading. What do we got? Spiritual as fuck. Says your growth scares people who don't want to change, and that's for true too. People don't like seeing like you take accountability for your own emotions. It makes them look at themselves like, wait a second, like, I feel like you're holding a giant mirror up to people in the way that you're handling yourself, and you're keeping your composure, and you're not participating in any sort of drama. Like, it's making other people really have to look at themselves, and in order for somebody to be in your space, like, they have to carry themselves at a certain like, there's a certain requirement, a certain requirement to be in your bubble, a certain requirement for accountability, a certain, like, you make them step up, and some people aren't ready to step up like that. So it says, are you getting shit from people that you think should be cheering you on? If you thought of them as if you thought of them as scared people instead of giant assholes, could you be more compassionate with them, or at least let their current assholishness side slide for now? Compassion tastes nice and minty, fresh, doesn't it? Well, I don't know. I feel like you are just making people be themselves by being yourself. Like, people have to step up to a certain standard of vulnerability, accountability, their own shadow work. Like, they got to take responsibility for their own bullshit when they're next to you, because you don't put up with it. And there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Hi, Mama Beans. All right, Sagittarius, I love you guys so much. I will be back in 4 minutes for Capricorn, okay? If you would like a personal private reading, please go to my website at crystal-lavender.com. Scrolling down here on the bottom of the screen, there's a 10% off coupon for any one of my available readings. You could download one of my books and sign up for my free weekly newsletter, all right? I love you guys. I will see you guys on Capricorn.